Nice little plant.
Yeah, oh, it's not real.
I
It's,
realize.
it's all for show. You know,
It's
I think I got this at like I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. I think I get a lot of stuff from there, especially like during this time, seasonal and Christmas coming up. So I got to figure that out.
Well, look, like you said,
Picture
perception.
wise.
Perception is key, right? They ain't gonna know.
Yeah, you right about that.
Oh man.
You right about that. Fake it till you make it, man.
Oh, it's coming.
It's been one of them weeks, man. It's been one of them.
It's not even just because of the weather, man. It's just,
It's about to start getting dark as soon as you get off of work.
dude.
4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, get off of work, run straight to the football field, and we turning the lights on for practice. I'm like, then when we leave, it's pitch black. I'm like, bro,
Right.
I left at dark. I'm getting back at dark.
How many weeks y'all got left?
3.
3.
I was gonna say 2 because technically it's the second round, then championships next week for football. But then cheerleading has their comp, so they got cheer competition, and I have to be there. And they're gonna, you might want to buy a ticket and bring your camera because apparently they want me to do a toe touch.
Oh, man.
Sir.
Why they set you up like that?
Because, like, the first couple weeks, right, they practicing at the field with the football players. We had a couple incidents. And I got there with them, and one of the ladies, I guess she runs the thing, right? She was showing them some, stances and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, listen, this is that T-pose, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, Chaircom, you're the vice president, right? I was like, yeah. She's like, just make sure you're there. And I'm going to call you up to do something. I said, what do you mean? Because you can't just say that to me. Because I won't show up. She was like, yeah, we have the presidents from each league go and do a move, and I'm going to have you do a toe touch. I said, I'm 400 pounds. Because, toe touch, you got to jump up.
Whose idea was that? You talking about the, like...
Yeah, you got to jump up, touch toes,
Yeah.
and then...
They got to understand that that's a tall order. Shoot, that's a tall order for me.
Sir. Like...
Ain't no way
I
I'm
told him
hitting
I do the thigh touch. The toe touch might be out the question.
No, that's out of pocket right there. I can't even hit that.
Sir, I said, athletic big man unite, because I'm about to have the power of God to do all that. I can see it now. I'm gonna try it. All you gonna hear through the whole auditorium, oh. Yep.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Welcome back to Square Business. I'm your host, Rodney Sorrell. Got my co-host back with me today.
Say, what's up, y'all? Curtis Adams. I said, I've missed y'all, man. Like, busy life, though,
Yeah, man, I get it. You missed the last 2, but we back and
Yep.
we ready to do it again. So, how you feeling, my man?
Feeling all right, sir. Let's say, like, we talk about, weather changes, season changing, but you still find ways to keep positive, keep pushing forward. Life is going, man.
Yeah.
Let's just say stay positive.
Yeah. So we had a pride conversation.
Yep.
We talk all the time of what way we want to go next, what direction we want for the channel. But today, man, it's really been on my mind for the last couple of weeks about perception. Perception is everything.
Right.
So for me, it could apply to relationships, but I think it could apply to everything. It just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But for me, specifically, I had a conversation with a confidant of mine, and we were talking about how perception is everything. As a married man, it's just certain things that you can't say, certain things that you just can't do that you used to do. And even my wife and I, we have conversations about it. We just had another conversation about it a couple nights ago.
Right.
And she gives me all the game, and she sees things that I don't see, and vice versa. But some of the things that she brought up to me, I thought it was kind of silly. I was like, man, I ain't worried about that. But I think that it's changed the way that I move overall in business and in my day to day life.
Right.
You know, sometimes I think I've talked before that sometimes you got to protect yourself from yourself. So how does that translate for you as far as intimately, whether it be like a romantic relationship or you know just with friends or acquaintances?
So you talking a big piece about currently where I'm at, right? So we didn't have this conversation. You already in the married life, you know, we celebrate that all day, every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the place that I aspire to be.
Yeah.
And
It ain't always peaches and roses, man. But you know, overall, you know,
yeah,
it's worth it.
yeah.
It's been nothing but good to me. It's frustrating. It's a roller coaster for sure. But yeah, it's you gotta die to yourself every day. Is that how you say it? Die to yourself?
Yeah,
Or,
like you got to die to yourself and
yeah.
you know recommit to the collective. But you know, talking about perception is everything. It's been more like relevant now to my walk rather than in my life rather than it has been like over the years. Because and just going into like the dating space, right? So for me, like you said, perception is everything. The biggest issue that people sometimes have with me being, you know, an assistant pastor, so to speak, being a preacher even, is the fact that I'm not married. So, like, there have been people that have told me, like, yo, man, we wanted to call you to pastor or lead this church, but the fact that you're not married is a big issue for us. And, you know, there'll be some people that'll be like, well, that shouldn't matter. And then you'll have the group that says it should matter. I'm
Yeah.
one of those people that believes, you know, is it important? Yes, because like you said, your wife, your helpmeet, she sees those things that you don't see. She views them things and can tell you, like you said, give you game on stuff that you are not always on the lookout for. Because usually, you know, as a man in a male space, we are always like geared towards fixing, doing, moving.
Yeah.
And then, you know, one of my favorite pictures that I saw was a male wolf with a female wolf that was right under his neck, and you know, first glance it looks like she's cowering under him, but fact of the matter is she's protecting his carotid, like his vital like bloodline.
Yeah.
And although she's doing it in a way that looks like she's submitting, she's probably his best protection.
Yeah, man.
Like for me, yeah, I've been in the dating space for a while. I've been looking, you know, for that wife, for that helpmeet. But at the same time, I gotta view each and every person I'm with, not just with the idea of are you good for me, but would you be good in the space that I'm trying to get to? You know?
Yeah. Well, can you help me get there?
Can you help me? Can you add into this thing instead of being somebody that subtracts? One of the biggest phrases I've started using, can you be an energy giver and not an energy drainer? And that's not to say that I want to be a person that takes up all of your energy. It should be a give and take relationship.
Right.
But at the same time, I've been in those spaces where I give, and there's nothing that I'm receiving back.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about of a sexual nature.
Yeah.
We're talking about just in genuine.
Just giving your time, energy, effort.
Like something that really stimulates me is good conversation. Can I hold a decent conversation with you? Can you just be present with me in the times that I need you to be present? Because there are times I'm overstimulated.
Yeah.
Say I'm preaching, coaching, community building.
Yeah.
There's so much that I'm already got my hands into.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need presence.
Yeah.
And
you don't have a lot of free time, you know, that those when you seldom do, you know, you just need, and you might not even need a conversation at that point. You might just need some, like you said, presence. Just a warm embrace is enough for us. You know, we're simple, man.
Dude, and I think that's the part that a lot of people struggle with. And I'll speak for myself because I like to use a lot of I language. Biggest issue people have with me is they say I'm difficult and complicated, and I tell them I was like, no, I'm just real simple. Like, yeah, I'm a preacher, and everybody expects preachers to be extroverts, right? because that's the perception of a pastor or a preacher. You got to be an extrovert. You got to be willing to go here, willing to go here, willing to do this, willing to pray for this person, willing to preach this sermon, willing to minister to this group of people. And I tell people, not all preachers, pastors are extroverts. Some of us really are introverts. We get filled from our time with God alone.
Right.
And some people are like, well, that can't be. And some people will tell you that you cannot. And I said, well, it's easy for me to find a space to do that. It's just a matter of me choosing to do that. Because if I'm supposed to be giving my time to God, but I'm always out here dealing with Joe Schmo or Jane Doe, whatever the case may be, what does that mean for me?
Yeah. How does that make you feel when those people that have told you that you can't, or it's not even a possibility, not even a thought, how does that make you feel when you hear stuff like that?
So my first automatic thought is, how selfish can a person be to want all of my time and not want me to be restored in myself? Because what that tells me is you don't care about what I got going on. No matter what I have going on, you want me to be the person that constantly pours out. And we've heard that phrase before, you can't pour from an empty vessel.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm going to be bone dry, and what I pour out is just air.
Everybody's got a point. Everybody's got that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess question for you is like, what are you in the business realm, right? Everybody expects the customer's always right. That's the perception. What does that look like for you?
The problems that I've encountered have been very small. For example, if I'm doing like sports photography, like we talked about, youth sports and how leagues are run and everything. Sometimes, you'll have that one person that's like, did you get this pose? Did you get that pose? Maybe they want some extra photos sent. They want this certain kind of edit that may or may not be possible. It depends. There's so many variables. It depends on where it was shot, how it was shot, what the conditions were that day, what's in the frame besides the subject. Can it be Photoshop? There's only so much you can do with Photoshop. Like, most people think with Photoshop you can just remove anything and then it'll look like it was never there. Like, there's so many steps to even get that to happen, because AI is still, it's in progression. So, one click of a button is not going to fix everything.
Right.
But more specifically, you're always going to have that one difficult person. And I hate to call them difficult because, no, I'm going to call them difficult.
Hey, I'm about to say square business. Stand on
I'm
it.
going to call them, you're going to have those kind of folks. But, most of the time, it's never worth going back and forth with them. So, I give it to them if it's within reason, But if it's like a tall order or this grand idea that they have, we need to talk about that before the project is done. Just in business in general, I would say that you just gotta have tough skin. You can't. They're technically not always right. I'll go ahead and say it. They're not always right, but you gotta pick and choose your battles. Like, is it really worth, the slander that will come with it? Because people will take something and run with it. So the way I navigate that is, I just give them whatever they asking for if it's within reason. If not, I probably just won't work with that person again. But to just be online, just going back and forth, I ain't about to get into all that. But then you got also, you got people within. We come from a small community,
Right.
And there's a lot of requested handouts. There's a lot of entitlement. People, expect this and that, and at one time you're like, nah, we got to talk about this, and you already know how that goes. So, that's gonna happen. But the key to it all, I think, is just like maintaining your cool. If things get too heated, just remove yourself, and that's the best thing you could do.
Dude, I mean, you're saying a lot right there because, small town mentality, right?
Yeah.
That perception of everybody saying, "Man, I knew you when you was,
And
down
they
here."
can't see you as anything else.
Dude, nobody wants to see you after your growth. It feels like nobody wants to see you in this new, like when you go to a new role or you become this other person or the person that you were purposed to be or called to be.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the biggest thing is when you gotta fight over those perceptions that are not necessarily just the stereotypes, but the perception of what people knew you to be before you, got your degree or before you started your business or before you, gave your life to Christ. Like there's always this perception that people have of the previous you or the past you. And I know for me, fighting that is like frustrating.
Yeah.
Like,
and people, my undergrad was in psych, so I learned that between the ages of like the early preteen years, let's say 12, 13 to 18 is when you like really solidify, you really start like coming into yourself, building a personality and a sense of who you are. And everything in that period shapes how you think as a young adult.
Yeah.
The music that we listen to, the stuff that we view as nostalgic today.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say that 90s and 2000s are vintage at this point, or, becoming that way. But, people, they solidify what they feel you are, and they throw you in a box as basic human tendency, and they don't want to view you as anything else.
Right.
And the way that relates to business is, the way I say it, or the way I put it, you got to play some away games sometimes. You can't rely on the hometown, to be successful. So, I go down to Charlotte and do stuff. I got a lot of connections down there, a lot of like-minded folks that are content creating and doing great things. So I've been down to Florida. I've done some things. Right. I'm trying to get, as many places as I can. My wife likes to travel, so whenever we travel, I try to, at least take one day to dedicate to the craft. Of course, she gets the rest of that time. I got to give it to her. But, you got to play some away games, man. And just if you rely on just the environment you're in, I think depending on what you do, you can be successful. Yeah. But why not branch out and try something else?
Dude, I think that's the great thing about travel, though. Like, you get to combat your own personal perceptions of yourself. Yeah. So, I've been in North Carolina, and when I started, my career in, chaplaincy work, dude, I didn't realize how much, I don't want to call it trauma, but how much my perception of me being 6'3", 400-pound black man, and how I always like equated that in the perception of me being the angry black man, right? So what I would normally do is I would try to like almost shrink myself and in a way take myself out the room. But what I had to learn in playing these away games, right? Yeah. I had to learn to actually get out there and claim my space, acknowledge the fact that I'm, coal miner's grandson from West Virginia living in the city in North Carolina and going to like Kansas City, going to Orlando and going to places, going and speaking at these conferences and things like that. And not only speaking, but helping to be in panels. Like, dude, a lot of times people don't realize the work that I try to do outside of stuff. Like
Oh
even
no,
with
they don't want to. They don't want to look at that part.
dude, even with this right here, there's a lot of people that are like, you and y'all are doing like a podcast or having these conversations. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, because there's something that's needed there. It's claiming space.
yeah,
It's like shattering the perception of what people thought we could do or thought we should do.
yeah. And
So
I find solace in that, man. When I started my photography business 3 years ago, I've been shooting for 6 years, but officially been in business for three. When I started it, man, I went in like there's this thing in like on the Instagram world and Facebook world and the photography world. They encourage like niching down is what they call it, but really what it is just focusing on one or two things. Like if you want to do portraiture, do that. If you want to do sports, do that. But why would I just do one when I can be good at all of them and be as useful as I can?
right,
That's what I like to be useful. I don't care what it is. If I get an opportunity to do something that's on a higher level of where I'm at now, why not do it?
you're only
And then if I don't like it, I don't have to. I don't have to do it.
right. You're only as small as the box you put yourself in.
Yeah, yeah,
And, you know, like you said, keeping doors open or opening new doors is always important to like broadening your knowledge, broadening your reach,
yeah,
like your understanding.
yeah,
Like you said, you could do, just one particular thing or two particular things and do them well. But, after you get so much knowledge in them, just
yeah,
add to your toolkit
yeah,
because there shouldn't be anything that should hold you back from taking that next step or gaining that next form of
yeah,
knowledge. Like I could sit here. Chaplaincy is one of the things that I love. I love just what they call co-authoring things with people, right?
uh-huh,
But at the same time, the branch that I'm trying to get into now is that suicide prevention, mental health, PTSD space because when we get into that mental health piece, there are so many like designations. And then when you find spiritual connection along with the medical connection, I love making those connections because
yeah,
a lot of times people will tell you that medicine and God don't mix. I exist in a job market which finds those connections and not only finds them, but expands that outside of just one or the other.
yeah,
Because there's a separation that happened, and I tell folks like back when Galileo and him was coming up, the perception was that you had to separate them, and people died over trying to separate them or trying to unite them.
yeah,
So I'm always like, perception is that we need to separate them, and I'm like, well, God made the doctor. He's the ultimate doctor,
yeah,
but he made the doctor that's gonna go
right,
in there and operate
yeah.
and all that. So,
You gotta look at the bigger picture, man.
dude,
And that's the best perception to have is looking at the bigger picture. Because if you just focus on one part, you're not gonna get very far
Yeah.
in business, in life, spiritually, in anything.
my and not only that, but being willing to hear other people's perspectives. That
You hit the nail on the head right there.
dude, best example I had. Not I got a ton of them. Somebody said you have this beautiful like ornate door, and he said if all you care about is woodwork, you'll look at all the nice stuff on the door. If all you care about is bronze work, you'll look at the facets and how they buck in. If you're an engineer, you're looking at how the doorknob twists and everything like that.
Yeah,
And they said all these people have all these ideas about what the door should be, but if nobody steps forward to open it, nobody gains knowledge.
yeah,
Like you said, the bigger
that's
picture,
tough.
man, seeing all of it, like it's amazing just to yeah, man, I love my little piece right here. But then when I sit back and I'm like, man, there's so much more to learn.
Yeah. Well, see, man, people get comfortable, man, and I'm guilty of that myself.
So we all are.
to be doing what we doing now, like before I started my business in photography, I wanted to be a YouTuber. So we on YouTube now.
Hey.
You know, it came to fruition. Shout out.
Yep.
But man, when I started out, I had a Canon Rebel T7 from Walmart, and I got that in like 2019. It sat on the shelf for a couple years. Didn't really do much with it. I say, you know what? Shout out Jay Howard's, man, and Daryl Hughes, because they pushed me. They taught me how to use a camera first and foremost, and I thank them for that. Because if not, I would not be here right now. But I started because of them, and they pushed me, and I just started experimenting with that. That's the camera that I learned on, all the basics, and I learned that it's not the camera that you're using. If you don't know how to use it, it don't mean nothing.
Right.
But I started off, you know, trying to be a YouTuber. That camera wasn't quite suited to do the job compared to what I have now. But it was important to learn from the ground up. And I think I'm going off on a tangent now.
Dude, you're good. Because, I mean, that's good stuff. Like, sometimes what people don't understand is you got to shatter the perception of yourself and then go out and explore to come back to what was the foundation. Yeah. Because like you said, you want to be a YouTuber. We both stepped away from probably what we wanted to do. Yeah. And then...
That's what I was talking about, doing the uncomfortable. And, you know, now I'm kind of getting used to this now. Compared to our first episode, I was like, man, how I'm gonna look on camera? Like, I've been behind the camera so long now, I barely even have any pictures of myself. Dude. You know, so besides my wedding photos I did, that was probably the last real, like, photo session I had. And I love those. But yeah, man, I've been behind the camera so much, you know, I can only imagine what the, you know, my models that I have, that I work with, I hope they used to it by now, but it's tough being on the other side.
Dude, like I said, when putting my little tidbit in there, pandemic time, right? When pandemic hit and churches and everybody started going online, dude, I told a couple of people, I said, we have to have a class because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll ignore the people in the room to talk to the camera. And I think the one thing I love about our dynamic that we have now is like that first episode, we were like so focused on like trying to get that connect there that, you know, it takes time for us to really connect here. But I was never a person that liked to be in front of the camera. I don't even like public speaking. And
public speaking, I'm not that big on, but I always wanted to be in front of a camera until I got in front of a camera.
Never.
And the pressure was on. It's different, man. And until you actually do it, it's just it's a different kind of pressure, man.
Oh, yeah, I think like you said, time and repetition, because you know,
and you can't go back and erase it.
No. So. And then, like you said, back there, you have that feeling of anonymity. I think it's the word. Like you had that ability to kind of like play the background and just see what you see. And nobody really. It might be that.
I don't know. Don't count me on that.
Listen, psych major, biology major, we are not English majors, okay? we might know some words, but not all of them. Somebody put it in the comments.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but it's the fact of there's that level of separation that you're comfortable with. And then once you cross that line, right? Again, you perceive this side to be one way. And then when you get here, it's like, oh man, like the lights is brighter than I thought they was gonna be. As like you start thinking, it's like, I got any pimples, blemishes? Like, is my hair cut? Like, dude, I think we talked about that first episode where I was bald. I was like, oh, here we are, what, 4 episodes later? You know, hair growing back. But
man, COVID time, like when that happened, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of loved it because it was like I'm an introvert.
Yes.
I'm a selective extrovert.
Yes.
When I feel like being social, I'm super social. I talk to anybody like I knew you forever. But when I'm ready to go home or I'm ready to like go chill out, I turn it off like a light switch, and that's it. But
I do know the word for that. That's ambivert, because that's what I am.
okay,
So ambivert is like somebody that can be in the social space, but
yeah,
they still like their
yeah,
introverted space.
that's me, man. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, I did want to get back out and do things, but I looked at it like a moment where I think the world got a wake up call right there, where all the little things that we take for granted every day, I think that was the perfect wake up call.
Yeah.
And it definitely was for me. I think that I got closer to God during that period because He took away a lot of the distractions that the world has, and so that left more time to connect with Him. I did pray a lot during that time, so you know I hate that so many people lost their lives and lost loved ones and everything, but I think there was a little bit of positive that came out of that time period.
Dude, just looking at that, everybody's perception of even COVID was different. Because while you know, we're talking about the losing stuff, I was actually working as like a janitor in a hospital. So I was seeing the people come in. I was having to clean the room
Man,
when they passed. I had to literally be, dude, like all of that stuff that, you know, you talk about taking for granted, seeing people come in and they can't even touch their loved ones who are struggling. Like,
can't even lay a hand on 'em.
dude, and at the time, you know, this might be getting a little bit personal for me because my grandma passed during COVID. And I was actually at the hospital in North Carolina while she was here. And, you know, having to come back in the way that we did her memorial, bro, I don't know what I thought it would be, but it wasn't that.
Yeah,
And it was like, you had that perception of like this strong woman that my grandma was. And, you know, that being the final time I see her, I was like, man, it kind of put everything into true perspective for me. Because that's when I really started getting heavy into my work now. And, you know, everybody has that like aha moment, right? That was probably one of mine in the midst of COVID, because I was watching people lose people and not having a person they could rely on or talk to.
yeah,
And not just from like the mental health space, but also the spiritual space. So, you know, that's when I was like, yo, chaplaincy is my thing. And ran towards it, dude.
yeah. And so, how is it for you now? I guess on a day to day,
Day to day, man,
it's probably different every day,
yeah, because,
especially dealing with veterans.
dude, one thing I say is that you carry a lot of baggage, but you always have to clear yourself so that you don't bleed on people that never cut you.
Yeah,
And, you know, you deal with a population where, much like us, you're taught don't cry, don't feel, don't show emotion. But then when you get to see the raw emotion that they have, dude.
it's like how could you not?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And, you know, even you and me have talked about this with like being a black man. You know, the perception of what manliness is
yeah,
for us is different.
yeah,
But we've all been taught that, you know, boys don't cry.
yeah.
Dude. Farthest thing from the truth.
Man, I couldn't tell you the last time I cried. Actually, I could. It was a couple weeks ago, and we did Pastors Appreciation Month. We always do it in October, if I'm not mistaken. But we got 2 pastors, so
Yeah.
I decided to write something to both of my pastors, and of course, one of them is my big brother. Yeah. And when I did my little speech I had for him, man, it's just something. As long as I can remember, ever since I was a little kid, it's just something about him that it's just I have such a profound respect for him that it just came out, man. I don't know what happened. The only people that can make me cry is him and my mom, and it's just when I'm talking to him, like, he's very good with eye contact. Mm-hmm. I am too. But he just different. When you talking to him, it's like he's staring into your soul. That's what it feels like. And but that's what I love about him, because when you talk to him, you can feel. And also with my other pastor, shout out Pastor Kiko. That's my man right there.
Good folks over there.
When you talk to them, and they, the acknowledgement, the sense of acknowledgement that you get from them, you can really tell that they're listening. That they care, that they pay attention, and I think that's what touches me the most about them. But just being a black man and being able to be vulnerable is definitely tough. But and I think that stems from we've seen a lot growing up, coming up in the Red Brush area, man. It was in the late '90s, early 2000s, man. It's nothing like it is today.
No.
It was, I could go on forever about all the things that I've seen, but
folks today ain't have to climb that fence to get into the back of Stratton like we did.
Yeah, or go under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, just all the turmoil. There was a lot of good times, but all the turmoil, all the negative stuff that we seen, man, you really didn't have time to be emotional.
No.
And I'm glad that I'm in a space where I can be vulnerable now. I've never had a problem telling my story at all. Right. But I'm just glad that I'm in the space I'm in now. Yeah. And I think if you place yourself in an environment where you can let go and just be you, that's the best thing you could do. It's a daily practice, I think.
Yeah. Definitely a daily practice, because, most of us now are like the rocks in our family. Like,
oh, it's our turn now.
Dude.
As soon as you hit them 30s, man,
say everything.
You the uncle at the barbecue now.
Dude, I would say had to turn in the J's, get you some sandals.
Yeah, hey, I do it in a heartbeat.
Dude, I was looking at a new grill literally yesterday, one of them ones that you gotta lower the rack down. Yeah. I was like, $500.
Ain't it crazy how? And that's another thing that ties into perception. Your perception of life changes, bro. Like, your priorities change, and as Americans, bro, we like to buy stuff, but all the stuff that we used to be crazy about, dude, I don't even care about none of that. I don't care about no J's and all that no more, man. Like, right. Give me some sports on a Sunday, Monday night, a nice little dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm cool, bro.
Dude.
With some nice slippers on.
Biggest thing I could even think right now, bro. There used to be a time I'd be like, hey, yo, we going to the courts? We gonna ball bro. Today, man. Hey, down there you got 4, I got 4. Man, you got 5, we can run a full court.
Yeah.
Now, hey, got a tea time? Boy,
I'll be there in a hot minute.
I was like, what? we going to the course, bro. We playing 9 or 18. And every time,
we playing 18.
Let's go ahead and put that 18 down.
We playing 18.
We'll see at the turn if we gonna finish.
Yeah, man. I started playing. You remember I told you I started playing golf as a teenager, but kind of fell off of it because I was too worried about being seen a certain way. The Tiger Woods jokes and all that mess. And I think that persists today. It's like, I think we were at we might have been in Glade. You remember we was at Glade and that man came out, that contractor dude.
Yep.
And he was like, we got young Tiger Woods over here. in my head, I'm like, man, come on, man.
It's like, even now?
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what that means when they say it.
Yeah.
There's other black golfers.
Yeah.
You know, the name might not be as big, but.
Like, no, other black golf, Tony Finau, like, but every black person that golfs is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And it's some variation of it.
Yeah.
It's either young Tiger Woods, fat Tiger Woods, skinny Tiger Woods, tall Tiger Woods. Like,
yeah.
But that's the other thing, the other end of that, right? I don't know if you remember this, but when we was at Black Knight, and the one black mom came up to us, she just was like, I'm so grateful to see us.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So, like, you know, you get the positives or the negatives, but you also get the positives of it.
Yeah.
Because I think we saw maybe, like 6 little black kids out there playing, and
I thought it was great.
Dude, because when you think about it, when we was growing up, the sports that we didn't do, the swimming, tennis, golf, those type of things, bro.
I wish I'd have stuck with it. Oh my gosh,
man! Look, we could have been out there on the PGA. I wish I would have stuck with swimming, bro. I used to have, like, when the Y did their competitions, I had a wall full of ribbons from the Y.
Like, I never was big in swimming. Man, as soon as they learn how to heat that water up, man, we in there.
Listen, I used to want to do hockey.
For real? I went to a hockey game earlier this year. We went down to Orlando, and I don't think they got an NHL team. I think it was like a semi-pro.
The Panthers is the one down there. Don't ask me.
I don't remember the name of the team. Hey, but man, that game was lit. Like, it's turned up, man. I enjoy it. I'm ready to go back to another one.
Dude, Carolina Hurricanes got a team.
Man, so we're gonna have to check that out.
I think, you know, that may be a vlog piece we do one day.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be cool.
Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, there's like you said, there's so much now that I never really saw myself doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, going out there just enjoying fishing.
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of that growing up with my dad and my uncles.
I did not do as much fishing as I wanted to, but now that I'm older, dude, just going out there and sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's just so peaceful.
Man, I tell you what, ain't nothing like just sitting, chilling, doing a whole bunch of nothing, man.
At all.
Be sitting on the porch in the summer. It's like watching TV, just watching cars go by. You might have a little drama with the neighbors or something. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm cool. Get you a nice little glass of lemonade, man. You straight. But yeah, but back to golf, man. I wish I'd have stuck with it because I was, I think I was like 14 at the time, and I was in the first tee program. Mm-hmm. So I was one of the younger kids in the program, and I always looked at the older kids like they was better because they could like hit the ball farther than me. You know, I wasn't big at all. You remember when we was little, but my accuracy was crazy, and so the pro instructor, I think his name was Michael Stevens, he took me out the glade for the first time ever. I remember getting up. Now I was turned up that morning. Got up at like 5:30 and headed out the glade at like 6 o'clock. And my dad took me out there and I played the Cobb course.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like I say, I'm too young, but you know, I ain't hitting the ball that far, but I'm hitting it accurate. And he's like, man, if you stick with this, you could go pro by the time you're 17. And when he told me that, I got excited, you know, because I think, like, I must be doing something right here. Yeah. And, man, I let people around me, my peers, you know, just convince me to do other things. I was too worried about trying to be cool, but looking back on it, you know, it's water under the bridge, but I done fell back in love with the game now, man. I love it.
Dude, so, like, for you, that was, you know, golf. For me, it was wrestling. I remember
you being on it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, freshman year, dude, I wrestled. I played football that fall. I was like 240, right? Dude, I lost weight down to 160 in the course of 2 months. I was cutting weight that.
You lost 80 pounds in 6 months?
Dude, I played football 235 my freshman year and wrestled 160. And
What?
And like 160, 171. So what I did, like after my freshman year, dude, I was always excited about going back to wrestling season because I enjoyed wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, I was starting as a freshman. Who's not going to be excited about that?
Shoot,
So I'm like, yes. So come time to go back around, man. My mom hated me losing weight. Mm-hmm. She couldn't stand me losing weight at that time, and I gave it up for 2 years just because I got tired of like people like they were getting on my case because like I said I'd be up here and then I just dropped weight, so
yeah,
it ain't healthy. The healthiest thing, I admit.
Yeah,
but you know, I was decent enough to where freshman year, like I was one place away from going to states, and it was only like my third year ever wrestling. So I was like, man, if I stick with this senior year, you know, I might have a chance to wrestle for state championship.
Yeah.
But because of perception of everybody else and how they view wrestling, I didn't do it. And then senior year comes, I played football 265, 270, and I was going to drop down to 215 because, you know, heavyweight was like above that.
Yeah.
So I got down to 216, and my mom told me if I lost 1 more pound, she was taking me off the team.
Oh, man.
Like, I wanted to wrestle 215. I didn't want to go no further down than that because I was like, I'm trying to go to college to play football, and I had, you know, stuff lined up for that. But looking back, I wish I would have dropped them 2 pounds because I'm sure she would have let me stay.
Yeah.
Because it was, dude, like you said, it's something. I wasn't the biggest dude. I wasn't the strongest dude, but I was real technical. So, like, they would have, again, freshman year, wrestle 160. Once you get into that weight class, everything's real technical. So you do moves called Granbys, you know, switches, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
When I was bigger and wrestling heavyweight, I was doing those moves, and they was like, how in the world is a heavyweight doing these maneuvers?
Yeah.
And I caught people off guard with it. So 215 would have been great for me because heavyweight, man, they was just too big.
Man, but that's one thing that drives me now is it's crazy how we take in other people's opinions and thoughts, and it cripples us. Mm-hmm. And looking back in retrospect, I never want to live my life like that again. Like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. The things that I like, that I think are cool, like they're cool.
Let's say hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just want to live for me, and who cares what everybody else thinks? Like, once you get to a certain age, you just stop caring about all of that. It just goes.
You stop caring about perception. You start caring about how people view you.
You kind of gotta care a little bit.
You care within
professionally,
reason. Yeah.
But they know what we. They
but
know
like
what we mean.
For your personal life, man, like music you listen to, the clothes you like, the shoes you wear.
If I at 32 years old want to watch Dragon Ball,
Sir.
I'm gonna watch me some Dragon Ball. And I don't think nobody gonna have a problem with that.
Listen, Crunchyroll subscription on lock.
You feel me?
Like, I think that's where me, like, I've gotten to an age, again, been in ministry 15 years. Everybody tells me you got to wear a suit. I done got to the point in my life, I know I don't like suits. Mm-hmm. I just don't like the way, like, I can wear one if I need to.
Yeah.
But once I found out vests were a thing, like really a thing, boy, I bought all the vest colors, and I've been wearing them, and it's something that's more unique to me, but it's also me learning to be comfortable with myself. Mm-hmm. And then there have been people that came like, well, why don't you wear no suit? I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I was like, you don't have to stand up here, and you don't have to wear it. Mm-hmm. This is me knowing what I like, knowing what I'm comfortable with, and walking in my own truth.
Yeah.
Who are you to tell me what my truth should be? Mm-hmm. And it's not that I'm trying to disrespect you. It's not that I don't care about, how I look, it's me knowing that, yeah, I still look good in this vest. I still look good in
Well,
this.
it's all about your self-perception as well.
Dude, like,
If you feel like, if you look good, you feel good.
oh, yeah.
And then you perform well. So, that's a personal thing. I don't think anybody should be telling each other what to wear, and quite frankly, to be concerned about that is trivial.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of times your perception is connected to your self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know your own worth and you start to walk in that, bro, is the most freeing experience because...
But a lot of people tie their self-worth to other people's perspectives.
Although, not just other people's perspectives, they tie their self-worth to their money, education, whatever the case may be. And sometimes that's just not what's needed, bro.
Man, I think that we as black people, we too worried about if somebody looking at us. Like, we gotta be cool with everything. The way you walk, the way you talk, what you wearing, everything. Why are we wired like that?
I think some of it has to do with just the history of our nation. And there was a time where we weren't allowed to. Like, you weren't allowed to live loud. You weren't allowed to live fresh.
You had to be twice as good.
Twice as good to get half as much.
Yeah.
Like...
That makes sense.
But
at what point do we break free of that?
I think that's different for every person. It's different for how each person views that, because where some people, they have to basically lose and hit rock bottom before it clicks. Mm-hmm. Some people get to a point where they realize they're not happy with everything. And
that ain't no way to live, though.
Dude, it's not. But I think what's important is having those conversations and then literally exploring people's whys. I think that's the biggest thing, because when you explore a person's why, they start to realize what they're doing stuff for. Like, you ask the person who's been at his job for years and years, climbing the corporate ladder, what his why was, and he might say, it was that my kids would be able to have the highest education possible. Mm-hmm. And, that's a good why. But then there's somebody that's going to be in that same position that's going to say, because I wanted to have a better car than so-and-so.
Yeah.
It's not a way to live your life.
Nah.
And then when they start realizing how shallow their reason is, it starts to make them think about, well, how do I change my mindset? How do I navigate the new season in my life?
Yeah.
So I think
that's going to take some time to figure all that out. So it's just something they got to figure out on their own.
Yeah. I think it's for sure figuring out on their own, and then being willing to cut off the pieces that they don't like about themselves.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man.
Oh, yeah, we've been going.
Hey, man, as always, man, I appreciate spending this time with you, brother.
Hey, like I said, 3 more weeks, man, of doing this stuff for the community, and, hopefully I'll be able to be more present. Because, hey, shout out to you for carrying all this on, bro. Like,
man.
You the thoroughbred going, man. I'm just the window dressing.
Hey, man. Well, everybody, we appreciate you joining us again. This is episode 5. We're learning, we're growing along with you guys. We appreciate all the love that you're showing us. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Any questions that you might have or topics that might be on your mind, please put them in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are and how you feel about these things that we talk about. As always, we appreciate you. And until next time, square business.
Square business. Elsa, it's like, tell these folks, what's your perception? What's a perception you're fighting currently, man? Like, You might have to start leaving a little tidbit at the end.
Yeah.
Like leaving a question for people.
Yeah.
Ain't got to do that right now, though. We cut that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.